Okay guys, I'm going to tell you a wee shrimp pattern, and this one's called the Coolraw Killer. This is the long tail version. Now the hook in the face is a size 10, partridge patriot double. The thread that I'm going to use to tie the fly, starting off with, is uni thread 80 in white. So I'm simply just going to come in and get the thread started behind the eye of the hook, run on a few turns and remove the waist tag. Now this pattern here, it doesn't have a tag on it, but I'm going to put a tag on the long tail version. So I'm just taking off a length of oval silver tinsel and small. I'm just going to catch it in underneath a couple of turns, bring the oval silver tinsel underneath the hook, and then I'm just going to run this down. I'm going to bring my thread down. Once I let the bobbin go, the thread's in line with the point of the hook, and then I'm just going to come around with 4 turns of the oval silver tinsel, and the 5th turn bring it up in between the 2 hooks, a couple of turns in there to secure. Then I'm going to come in and trim away the excess. Now the tail on the fly is yellow bucktail with a wee pinch off here and all, and I'm just going to offer this up the hook. Now I'm going to tie this in twice the length of the hook over the back, because as the pattern suggests, you want a long tail on the fly. So just tie that in. Then I'm going to come in and take away the excess and a bit of a tapered cut. Now in the tail, you want to put in a couple of strands of pearl crystal flash. So just going to take off a couple of strands here off the hank. Now before I put them in, I just like to sort of give them a wee stretch first, just to take any old kinks that's in the fly shoot. I'm just going to offer these up to the hook, down each side, come around with a turn, a couple of turns to hold. Then I'm going to fold back the excess flash, tie back over those. Now I'm going to leave all the flash in the tail. I'm going to come in and cut the longer pieces, the length. Then I'm going to run my thread up, just tying in the cut ends of the bucktail. Just take your time at this point. Just make sure you're securing everything in. You want to try and keep everything as level as possible, because the rear and the front body is floss. Now, bring my thread back down into position to there. Okay, now on the original pattern, there's now a hackle wound round the tail, and it's just usually a yellow Chinese cock hackle. I'm going to use a yellow, dyed yellow golden pheasant rump feather. So just taking away all the rubbish at the bottom. I'm just going to come in and just stroke back the fibres to reveal the tip. We offer this up to the hook, just come in, a couple of turns to hold. I'm going to fold back the tip, tie in the tip and the hackle. Now, just going to come in and locate the tip, break it away. And then I'm just going to wind this one turn in front of the other. Just come in and stroke back the fibres. Now if you don't like to use the rump feather, or you don't have it in dyed yellow, just use a dyed yellow cock hackle, because that's what the original pattern was. I'm just putting on the golden pheasant rump feather just to show you something a wee bit different. So we'll come in and catch that in. Now I want to keep the stem underneath, so just make sure your stem stays underneath when you're tying it in. You want to try and keep the body as smooth as you can, then you can break it away. Now I'm just going to come in with my toothbrush, just brush out any of the fibres of the golden pheasant you may have caught. of turns. Now on the way back down I'm going to tie in the rib, and the rib is a oval silver tinsel and small again. I'm just going to catch it in underneath, much like I did with the tag. Bring it underneath the hook shank and run this down. The floss is going to be a uni floss in bright yellow. So take a length of this off, turn away, offer this up to the hook, come around with a turn to hold, put it into length, and then run your thread up, tying this in. Then you can bring up your floss. Just get a nice tight turn onto the tail, and then one turn slightly touching the other to create your rear body. Follow it around with your thread, one turn to hold, a couple of turns to secure, and then come in and trim away the excess. Then you can bring up your rib. You're looking 3 turns of the oval silver tinsel onto the body, up to there. Follow it around with your thread, one turn to hold, a couple of turns to secure, and then you can come in and trim away the excess. Now the mid hackle, it's going to be a yellow Chinese cock hackle. This is just a nice bright fluorescent yellow. So I'm just going to stroke back the fibres to reveal the tip. After the feather up to the hook tip first, turn to hold, another turn to secure. I'm going to fold back the tip. I'm going to bring my thread back up over the tip and the hackle and back down. Then come in and just break away the tip. Then I'm just going to come in with my scissors and just gently stroke back the fibres. I'm just going to take one turn in front of the other. Now the turns of hackle, like I say in all the videos, they're entirely up to you. It's the way you like to dress your flies. It also depends on the quality of the hackle and the fibre that you're winding. But I usually go with 3 turns. Now that's going to be plenty for me there. I'm going to follow it around with my thread, get a turn in to hold, a couple of turns to secure. Now I'm just going to come in and trim this away, the excess of the stem. And I'm going to run my thread down the second part of the body to there, and then on the way back down I'm going to catch in another length of the oval silver tinsel and small. Spool there, just a cut off a small length, trim it away. Just going to catch it in underneath, much like I did with the tag and the rear rib. Just catch it in underneath, bring it underneath the hook. Then I'm going to bring my thread down, tied up against my mid hackle. Front body is the same as the rear body. Bright yellow floss again. Just take another length of this, trim it away, offer it up to the hook. Just going to pull it in the length of the front part of the body, and then just run your thread up, tying this in. Then we can come round with our floss. Nice tight turn onto the mid hackle. Now I just want to see what way I'm sitting there. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. Back into focus for you, and then just one turn in front of the other, up to there. Follow it around with my thread, one turn to hold, a couple of turns to secure. Then I'm going to come in and just trim away the excess. Then we're just going to wind up our rib again. You can 3 turns of the oval silver tinsel, much like the rear body. Up to there, follow it around with your thread, one turn to hold, a couple of turns to secure in the oval silver, and then come in and trim it away. Now the head on the fly is going to be black, so I'm going to switch over to the uni thread 801 black at this point. So just hold your white thread tight, just tie up over the top of it with your uni in black. Now push your black thread out of the way, come in and trim away the waist tag of the black and the white uni Now the front hackle. You can put your jungle cock eyes on at this point if you wish. But I'm going to put my hackle on first. This is just an orange Chinese cock hackle. So I'm just going to come in and get a nice feather here. There. Looks like the mid hackle. Just stroke back the fibres to reveal the tip. After the tip up, one turn to hold, another turn to secure. I'm going to fold back the tip. Spring my thread back up over the tip and the hackle. Come in, locate the tip, break it away. Come in with my scissors, just stroke back the fibres. Then just do one turn front the other. Now, much like the mid hackle, the turns of hackle are entirely up to you. I'm just going to put in another one. That's going to be plenty for me there. So I'm just going to follow it around with my thread. One turn to hold, a couple of turns to secure, come in, trim away the excess. Anything that wants to go forward, just come in and fold it back. Bring my thread to the eye. Just back up again, just securing that all in. Now at this point, I'm going to come in with my 2 jungle cock eyes. I'll get them lined up. Now you're just seeing the undersides. So I'm just going to come in and I don't like to take the fibre away. Just want to stroke it back to get myself a tan in point. Offer these up to the hook. Come in and just hold them down on the sides. I'm just going to come around with a couple of loose turns just to hold them, to see what way we're sitting. And you just want to make sure that these are the same length before you secure them in, before you tie them in, because once they're in there, they're in. Okay, now happy enough with that, so I'm just going to hold the jungle cock, take another couple of turns going down to secure it in. I'm going to fold back the stems, then bring my thread up over the stems of the jungle cock, securing it in. Now, see if you can get into the habit of doing this, folding your stems back on the jungle cock. It means that they have to break off, they can't pull out. Now, just keeping my thread tight, come in and break away the stems, still keeping my thread tight, not letting it go. You've got a fluffer on the whip finisher. Just come in with your whip finishing tool and just throw in a whip finish. And you can shape your head here at the same time as you're doing this. Pull the thread nice and tight, come in, trim away the excess. Now first coat onto the head as always, super glue. Just on the head, don't want it anywhere else at this point. Want it running into your hackle or into your jungle cock. And then once that's finished, I'll come in a couple of coats of varnish to seal the head up. Now, I know there's a wee bit to that fly, but that's a great fly. So it is. It's a great fly to have in your box. So to have a few up, there's a few different versions. There's, I think in total, there's five versions in the Coolraw Killer. You have an orange version, a yellow version, you know, the long tail version. Now, this is just a variant because if it was tying the proper fly, I should have used a Chinese cock hackle to wind it round the back in front of the bucktail. But sure, look, listen, tie a few up, hopefully I can catch you a few fish.